In today's episode, we are again going to look at some crazy laws out there. We're going to talk about laws against stink bombs, greased pigs, skunks, butter, and bear wrestling.
Oh, wow, this sounds like a very American episode.
I'm Joshua Roberts, attorney at law, and you are watching Lawyer Up. Today is part 2 of looking at strange, odd, weird laws around the United States. If you haven't seen episode 1, be sure to check it out. It's got a lot of bizarre content.
Good stuff.
And we are again in the apartment studio of Grayson Roberts. Grayson, thank you for appearing on the show.
Thanks for having me.
As most of you may or may not know, Grayson is the producer of this show.
At this point, I think they probably
got it figured out at this point.
They
may be new to the channel. I don't know. This may be the first video they've ever seen.
Maybe.
However, they probably do have it figured out at this point.
Probably.
We've got him on this side of the camera. We've been having some fun doing a podcast style. It's more fun for me than just sitting and talking to a camera in a room by myself. So we've been doing a little bit of this. Comment below. Let us know. Let me know if you like this format, if this is something that you're interested in, or if you like the old school me sitting in front of a bookcase talking about the law. So be sure to like, comment, subscribe, share me on social media. We'd appreciate that. Again, we got Grayson Roberts in the house, and we're talking about weird laws. So without further ado, are you ready to go?
I am.
So we're doing this in a reaction type of a scenario. Grayson has not heard of any of these laws, so we're just getting a immediate reaction from him on how bizarre, weird, or strange it actually is. And the first one takes us to Mobile, Alabama. Now, we have been there. That is when driving to Florida, they've got the tunnel that you go down, and under the bay there. Well, they have a law and they have outlawed stink bombs. And in
the tunnel?
Just in the whole city.
Oh, you were just randomly talking about. I
would specifically
stink
not want
bombs.
one in the tunnel, but so they say you can't sell or possess any object, the purpose of which is to create disagreeable odors.
What about pranks?
Well, it's illegal.
Someone high up got.
Have you not been paying any attention? That's illegal.
That's ridiculous.
Oklahoma City, Oklahoma has a similar law against distinct and noxious odors.
Really?
So, you can't make a distinct and noxious odor.
Shouldn't have to be illegal. There's another podcaster who literally spent months developing a candle that gets his perfect fart. Yeah. It's titled "This Smells Like My Butthole."
That's the name of the candle?
And it smells identical to his farts, yeah.
That's brilliant.
Yeah, but it's illegal there.
Oh, well, yeah, you can't do that. Well, I don't know.
It's $75.
What do they do about, what do they do about buttholes there? I mean, because that is
exactly.
something. I possess.
They cork them all.
I possess mine. I'm in possession of it. And the purpose of which is to create disagreeable odors. I mean, that's pretty much its purpose. Maybe
it's all it does.
I don't know. It's all mine does.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know if
anyway,
you do with your butthole, but
So I don't know what they're gonna do about those. I guess you'd plug them. I don't know.
Cork them.
I don't know how you cork those things. And in Mobile, hey, listen, don't go to Mobile unless you're prepared to be corked. I think that's the moral of the story here. And I don't know what they do about people that have garlic for lunch because they're going to have this halitosis coming out. And I guess the purpose of your mouth is not just to create disagreeable odors. So anyway, point being, be prepared to be corked if you go down south. All right, that's the law from Mobile. Now we move over to Oklahoma, where it is illegal to wrestle a bear.
Why?
And, I don't know why.
I wonder who won in that backstory.
Well, I assume the bear.
Maybe.
Because...
probably.
I mean, if I know... We have some relatives that live in Oklahoma, and we have a lot of fun with them. But, on occasion, they have been known to drink too much, right?
Yeah,
and so I assume that's where this comes from. Some guy has wrestled everybody in town. He's all hootered up. He's drunk. He's wrestled everybody, and he's like, "Hey, you! I want to wrestle you." Like, well, that's a bear, Dave. He's like, "I don't care. I want to wrestle him." And so I assume the drunk guy wrestled the bear
and lost.
and was reduced to a pile of mush and fingernails.
Oh my God. That guy, Dave.
Somebody said, and probably was Dave, it's like, well, we guess you shouldn't have done that. So they probably said, yeah, they shredded this, they shredded him into pieces. We should make this illegal.
Yeah.
We can't be wrestling bears because, that's what they do. They kill things.
Yeah.
So you don't want to wrestle them.
You got to go find a bear first, which is probably a task.
Probably not easy in Oklahoma.
No.
But anyway, so
I know they had bears.
yeah. So I guess after that, at the time you're thinking, well, this ought to be fun to watch.
Yeah.
But then after he gets shredded, you're just like, yeah, we probably ought to make that illegal.
Yeah.
It's like they ran him through a paper shredder.
Oh my God.
Just a bear. But anyway, so that's it's illegal to wrestle a bear.
Probably an accurate backstory.
And, yeah. Well, I make all kinds of stuff up, so that's what I do. But anyway, sounds about right. Let's head up north to the cold state of Alaska, right?
Okay.
So it is illegal to be drunk in a bar in Alaska. You can't enter a bar if you're drunk. You can't remain in a bar if you're drunk.
The bars must not do great business then because they can only sell so much.
Well, what? Yeah, isn't that the point
that's
going
the point.
to the bar?
Yeah.
It's like having a burger joint, but you don't sell burgers.
That's really weird, yeah.
So it's like, yeah, hey, I want to have one of your specialty burgers. Like, we don't sell hamburgers. Well, you're called hamburgers and more. Like, yeah, order them more because we don't have hamburgers. So yeah, so you can't go.
That's lame.
Can't be drunk in a bar.
Wow,
So,
some real sticklers are head of that town.
And that's a state law. That's not a town. That's the whole damn state, right? So
the state. That's crazy.
And I assume that it is, and this is when I was doing the research, they said this law is actually enforced, and I assume it's an anti-DWI law that you don't want people getting too drunk in the bar because they have to drive home.
Yeah, which makes sense.
Or, and you can't serve somebody if they come into your establishment and they're already drunk. Mm-hmm. So at the end of the day, this is probably a good thing to enforce to keep DWIs down.
Yep.
And to put a little bit of the onus on on the bartenders or the bar to say, hey, listen, if somebody comes into your bar drunk, don't serve them.
Yeah.
And those types of things, and don't continue to serve them if they're drunk in your bar. So there's probably some merit to that.
Yeah.
Anyway, say, listen, if you're that drunk, you need to go out and you need to wrestle a bear because it's not illegal here. Right?
There you go.
So that's what you can do in Alaska instead of getting drunk.
Polar bears or something.
Yeah, they probably have some bears that
those
will
are
kick
the
your
meanest.
ass, right?
The polar bears are I think they're the meanest.
The bears you can come across in Oklahoma are probably not so bad. Up there, yeah.
Oklahoma bears is a good neighborhood.
Yeah, they'll cut you up and pass you around like a doobie. Those are serious bears up there. Okay. Let's stay up north where it's cold, but we're going to move back into the 48 states that are contiguous. Is that the word? Contiguous. I think that's a word.
Like mainland?
Yeah. That's a big word there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not even sure it's the right word, but we'll use it.
All of them besides Alaska and Hawaii.
Right. Not those two. So we're going to Minnesota now. Minnesota, right?
Okay.
It is illegal to operate or participate in any activity where a pig is oiled or greased and then released with the object of it being recaptured.
Oh, that sounds like a high school prank.
So have you been to, I don't think I've ever taken you to like a rodeo or a fairgrounds kind of thing where they do stuff like that. So that is a favorite of rodeos. I've seen those before where they'll let something loose and then they'll let kids run after it. I've done it myself when I was little. They would
Sounds kind of fun.
tie a string around a calf's neck with a little something on it, and if you were able to catch it and pull the string off, you got like $50. So it's kind of a competition.
Yeah.
So,
Sounds fun.
it's the game has elevated over time. People get good at catching calves and stuff. So they're going to use a pig now.
Grease
they're a little bit harder to catch, and you oil it. So
grease up a pig.
So I assume you're greasing your pig up, you're releasing it, and then you're trying to catch it for sport. Well, something must have gone horribly wrong
I guess
in Minnesota for the whole state to say, shit, no, we're not doing that anymore.
That's got to be a beautiful backstory.
That's got to be awesome. So it is, but there's several parts to this particular ordinance. It's illegal to participate in an activity where a pig is oiled. So presumably you could still do this if you didn't lube up your pig. So if you keep your lube off of your pig, presumably it's okay.
All right, yeah.
So, yeah. Or then you release it with the object of it being recaptured. So I guess if you lube your pig and you let it out just, to go around town, if you haven't, it's like, I'm not going to recapture it. I have I'm not going to capture this thing. He's greased up. I can't catch that. So I guess if you just lube your pig and let it go, that's okay. That's not illegal.
Yeah, I guess so. Just wandering around. As long as someone goes for it, you're good.
Right. Or if you don't lube it up, you let it go and you recapture a dry pig. Seems like that's okay.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
That's actually hilarious.
I'm not.
The backstory
real sure.
that has the. Oh, that's got to be a beautiful backstory.
Something probably resulted in a broken arm for a 7-year-old girl and some bacon. Probably came out of that incident. I don't know. But anyway, so that's Minnesota, and that's against the law there.
Wow.
All right, we're moving over
That's
to
hilarious.
Washington. We're staying up in the northern part of the United States.
Okay.
And in Washington, Bigfoot poaching is a crime. So you can't kill a Sasquatch.
So what's the backstory behind that?
Well,
that's got to be crazy.
That is there. I do know the backstory behind that because they have in 1991 they declared roughly 1 million acres as a Sasquatch protection area. And it's a publicity stunt. They admit that it was.
Yeah.
Because they, Bigfoot is the king of hide and seek. You can't find him.
Yeah.
You can't find him. So it was admittedly a publicity stunt up there.
Okay.
So they just said, hey, listen, this is Sasquatch protection area, this 1 million acres, and they made it illegal to kill us. So if you do find one, don't kill it.
Yeah.
Have you seen? Did you ever see Harry and the Hendersons?
Oh yeah.
Where they
great.
John
movie.
Lithgow is the dad. Mm-hmm. He runs into a Sasquatch, which they subsequently name Harry. And I
love that movie.
I can't disagree with if I ran into one and knocked it out, I would put it on top of my
like
car,
a Christmas tree,
and I would strap it down and I would bring it home. Right? I mean, that's the only logical thing you can do with
obviously
an 8-foot Sasquatch. So you bring it home, and then, you just hope it doesn't wake up. Well, of course, Harry did.
It does.
It's chaos ensues, and
makes for a good movie.
So anyway, don't
clearly
kill.
Based off a true story.
Oh yeah, absolutely, and it had to be up there.
Yeah,
where it's illegal.
That may have just been a vlog. That might have not even been a movie.
that was a true story. Hey, listen, Harry and the Hendersons is real.
Oh my God!
Teach that in American history. All right, we're getting off topic here. All right, so that is a little weird.
Yeah.
Okay. Did they make a Harry and the Hendersons too?
I don't know. I hope so.
Me too. I don't know that I've seen it
after the show.
We'll have to find out on that one because they should have. They should have followed up with that one.
Yeah.
They released him back into the wild at the end of there, right?
I don't remember the ending. It's been years.
He's not going to come back. He's in the Sasquatch protection area.
Yeah. True.
Okay, let's move on. All right. Okay, Kentucky. We're going to Kentucky now. And so all public officials and attorneys, in fact, in Kentucky, they must swear an oath when they are sworn into office or sworn into the practice of law. That includes the statement, I have not fought in a duel with a deadly weapon.
What?
You have to certify, hey,
that's not even fair.
I've not fought in a duel with a deadly weapon. I could say that, honestly.
The description sounds medieval.
I have not done that.
Jousting.
Well, it is a little bizarre. It does say, when I did the research, it dates back to 1898.
That's got to be a jousting thing.
So it's, or any type of a duel. It used to be, you'd take your 5 or 10 steps, turn around and shoot at each other.
Back in the Wild West.
Yeah. So this is 1898. So maybe that's what was going on.
But why? I don't understand why that would make you not eligible to be whatever. What was it? Being sworn into practice of law? And
or
you say a judge?
Any public official. That would include a judge. I don't think it has anything to do with anything other than history.
Yeah,
we've been saying this for 200 years.
I mean, you got a home invader, you shoot him dead, or not even shoot him dead, just shoot him. And
I wouldn't even call that a duel. That's just shooting him dead. But this would be some sort of an organized activity where you're fighting to the death, right?
That is awesome. So that's actually pretty cool. Yeah, that's got to have some cool history.
Now, you didn't watch Game of Thrones, did you?
No.
So there's something funny in there that they have trials, just, like regular trials.
Mm-hmm.
But if you know you're going to be found guilty at the trial, you're not going to get a fair trial, you can elect trial by combat. And so there's one of the main characters he's a midget. Tyrion is his name.
I know that guy. I've seen a lot of memes.
Yeah. So he's going to have to go to a trial, which he knows he's going to get framed.
Mm-hmm.
So he declares trial by combat. So instead of actually having evidence, you can fight.
We should still do that.
We should still do that.
Hell.
And it gets even better because, he's a midget. He can't fight very good. Somebody's just going to punt him into next week, right? So you can ask for what's called a champion. So you can ask for somebody else to come in and fight for you, which is what he does in Game of Thrones. And they bring in a champion. And then those two, whoever they are, they fight to the death. And as they say, the gods will, basically declare the winner. So if your champion wins, you're not guilty.
Oh, wow.
So,
good deal.
I mean, it would cut into probably my income because I'm not going to fight people to the death.
Yeah.
I'll represent you at a trial in court, but I'm not probably going to murder anybody.
Yeah.
I mean, probably. But anyway, but that was kind of a fun part of that.
That's cool.
I'm not going to win my trial, but hey, maybe I'll win my fight.
Yeah, that's
so
awesome.
And then the gods have declared me not guilty, and we move on. So
cool.
It has nothing to do with what's going on in Kentucky, but that's where the conversation has led us.
Pretty cool.
So anyway, moving on to the next one. Memphis, Tennessee.
Oh, wow.
So you've been to Memphis.
Rough
We've
place.
been through Memphis. It's
my girlfriend just went to Memphis and couldn't believe it.
So Memphis obviously has its good areas, and it has its areas.
Yeah. We've only seen it's very bad.
Big city. It's got its rough areas. I mean, St. Louis is in Missouri, and it's kind of the murder capital of the United States, so we probably can't say much.
Yeah.
I've been to St.
I go
Louis
there all the time.
Yeah, I've never been murdered there.
Nope.
So I don't have a problem with it, but it's all on what you get used to.
Yep.
But down there in Memphis, it is legal to panhandle, but you got to have a permit.
You have to have an LLC to be homeless.
No, you don't have to have an LLC, but you do have to get a permit, which costs $10. And so the panhandler's like, if I had $10, I wouldn't have to panhandle.
Yeah, seriously.
I could go buy my bottle of liquor and I'd be done.
They're trying to tax even the homeless people.
Yeah, you gotta have a paid permit to be able to panhandle.
I mean, there's probably a lot of homeless people there, so they probably make decent money off the homeless people. It's kind of screwed up, though.
I mean, there's people that panhandle that aren't homeless, but that's kind of a bizarre deal to actually require them to pay for a permit, and I'm sure that'll be challenged as the other ones have about infringing upon their right to free speech or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But next door, or pretty close to Tennessee, is Virginia. It is illegal in Virginia to keep a skunk as a pet.
What if you de-stinkify its bag? What is it called?
Wow,
you can take out its stink sack.
Is that something that you do normally?
Yeah, you can have.
I mean, do you do that around here?
No, I don't have a skunk.
No.
But no, people have them for pets and they remove the stink sack so they can't.
Well, this says you can't keep a skunk as a pet. It doesn't say anything about whether it stinks.
That's strange.
I wonder if you can get them
the
scented.
only bad thing about a skunk is maybe they're like, wild animals are kind of aggressive, but they stink. That's like the only bad thing about skunks, really.
Maybe it's not humane to take out their stink sack. I don't know. But if you could take it out and then you could re-flavor it, just put like raspberry in there and then put it back. And then whenever they sprayed, it would just be Febreze. Something good.
Yeah.
Maybe it'd be Febreze.
Yeah.
But
the only way to get that scent is you have to scare the crap out of the poor thing.
Yeah. But
we figured it out.
But this is something we should look into. If we could reflavor the stink sack into something useful, then okay. Well, that's probably a topic for a different podcast and lawyer up. But we'll keep that in mind. Now we're going to move into some food, some strange food laws. In Iowa, it is illegal to pass off margarine as real butter. So margarine is, basically fake butter. I think it's made from vegetable oil or something. I don't know how to make it.
Yeah, I mean, that kind of makes sense, though. I mean, you don't want to say something's butter when it's not butter.
Well, yeah, it would be terrible.
Yeah.
I mean, this thing that looks and tastes exactly like butter, don't call it butter. You got to call it something different, right?
It's what I've never understood the difference between like I can't believe it's not butter.
Well, that's what you would say, I assume, if they charged you with this crime. So you tried to pass off margarine as butter. Well, I can't believe it wasn't butter. She told me she was of age, right?
Oh,
the margarine said
that is hilarious.
It was butter. I believed it, man. It showed me its ID. Had a fake ID. I didn't know.
Oh my God,
I thought it was butter. So anyway, it's a misdemeanor, but it's punishable for up to 30 days in jail for trying to pass off. Trying to pass off your margarine as real butter. I assume the people that make butter got upset about that. I don't. Who knows? I don't know. It's Iowa. I don't know. So anyway, that's the law of butter in Iowa. Now it gets even more bizarre. This one is even more bizarre. I wasn't even sure whether I was going to include this one because I really didn't understand it. But they're in Connecticut.
Maybe a doozy.
Yeah, this is a doozy. There is a law that requires a pickle to bounce a certain height off the ground when dropped to be called a pickle.
Wow.
So there's a backstory here. So in the 40s, there was a pickle packer scheme. Now I did some research on this where people were selling pickles that were basically mushy. They were basically discarded pickles. And these people were taking these discarded, not good pickles, and they were selling them. And so the legitimate pickle people, they were getting upset that the Food and Drug Commission was allowing these other outsiders to sell mushy pickles, right? So they said, well, how do we determine what's a good pickle and what's not a good pickle? So they said essentially that a pickle, and this is the statute, should bounce up to an inch from a height of 1 foot. So if you drop your pickle and it bounces up an inch, it's a legitimate pickle. But if it just splats, then that pickle is illegal to sell.
Shouldn't be able to sell mushy pickles, I guess.
Yeah, you can't. Nobody wants a mushy pickle. We know that. No. So now there's pickleball. Do you know about pickleball? Have you heard about that?
Pickleball? No.
Yeah. It's, tennis is.
Like a small tennis?
Yeah. Tennis is for people that are in shape.
Yeah.
Pickleball is.
It's like in between tennis and ping pong.
Yeah. I mean, exactly. So pickleball is for old people.
I know exactly what it is. That's what they have at Nana's retirement.
Down there in Florida. They got pickleball. It's popular.
Retirement communities.
Courts everywhere. So, you get older, then, you can't play tennis because you're too old. And if you play ping pong, you're going to get your ass kicked, right? So for people who don't want to get beat up for playing ping pong, but are not athletic enough to play tennis, they play pickleball. It's right in the middle. You can play it. You're not going to get beat up. Yeah. It's okay. You can maintain your manhood by playing pickleball.
Maybe
your picklehood. Whereas ping pong, there's just nothing. There's nothing left.
Yeah.
Nothing left of your manhood if you've been reduced to only playing ping pong. All right. No offense to people out there watch the channel that love ping pong. So, last but not least, this is from Maine. The great state of Maine, where it is forbidden to advertise on tombstones. Now,
what?
First and foremost, that's a great idea.
To advertise on tombstones?
Yeah.
Damn right. You go to you probably, after your funeral service around noon, you get hungry, you see a McDonald's, whatever it's called, advertisement. I didn't know anybody's ever even tried that.
No, and apparently somebody did.
That is actually hilarious.
I want a Nike swoosh on my tombstone that says "Just did it." So since I'm done doing it at that point. Done. I assume, I don't know. Again, we don't know the backstory, but I assume somebody sees somebody sitting at a 7-Eleven, and they've got the great big, the A-frame with the wreath that goes at the funeral or goes at the tombstone, and somebody's like, hey, what's with the funeral wreath at the 7-Eleven? And the guy's like, well, I was going to visit my grandma's grave, and I saw a 99-cent Big Gulp and a BOGO on corn dogs, and I was out of there, man. I didn't make it because,
Oh my god!
Had to go for the BOGO.
Had to go for the BOGO.
BOGO on corn dogs is hard to pass up.
Yeah, it is.
I had 3 corn dogs at Sonic just last week.
Wow.
I had one, and then it wasn't enough, so I had a second one.
Wasn't enough.
No, and then I had a third one.
Still wasn't enough, but you decided to call it?
Yeah, I had to get back to work. So
Yeah,
I think I could
time.
eat those things all day. But anyway, so that is our second round of crazy laws in the United States. I hope you enjoyed the episode. If you did, smash that like button for me. If you have any comments, we would love to hear them. We're going to look at bizarre laws around the world as we continue to move forward with this channel. If you haven't subscribed, we would ask that you do so. And also share me on social media. I would appreciate it. Again, my name is Joshua Roberts. This is Grayson Roberts, and you've been watching A Lawyer Up.
Send lawyers, guns, and money.